we have bathrooms and we have leaky faucets in our bathrooms. In this video, I want to show you how we fix leaky faucets. This is the leak what I have in my house, and as you see that the leak is on the back side where the handle is placed, and you can see that there is no leak on the front side of the cap, and we can be rest assured that the leak is only on the back. Now I'll show you how we open up the faucet, and this is the way. Turn the complete unit from the base where the tube goes in and the faucet comes out. The faucet that we removed is now on the working table, and for looking into what the problem is, we require two simple tools. One is the screwdriver and one is the pincer. The faucet cap is removed by just rotating the cap, and the cap would come out as you see. On the inside, you can see a spring along with a spindle to which the lever is connected. The most important tool for opening this is not the screwdriver or the pincer, but a tool provided by the faucet manufacturers. This is hidden in the washer. Once you open the washer, you can find there's a plastic 4 pod, which is the actual tool for opening up the faucet, including the lever. Now, this faucet needs to be placed with those 4 pods onto the particular bottom so that it exerts pressure, just like as it is shown, to the spring, and putting in back the washer, one could just tighten up the cap, and you find that the lever on the back would loosen up. Please don't miss out the fact that I'm holding the lever while I'm tightening the cap. And you see that the lever on the back side just comes out. Now you could open the cap, and since the spring is loose, be careful. And when you open the faucet, you find that the spindle and the spring are all separated. So once the spindle and the spring are removed, you find that there is one more plastic part which you'll have to pluck with the pincer, which will expose the washer that possibly could have gone bad. This is the washer, and I feel that this could have worn out and which would require a replacement. But just to be absolutely sure that this is the washer which needs replacement, we need to do a small test, and I'll show you how. Put in the washer just as we removed it. Place the plastic cap subsequent to this, and then goes the spring and the spindle. Ensure that the conical part of the spindle is outside the spring. Once done, the same tool with the 4 pod going in to exert pressure on the spring goes in, and using force, one could tighten this faucet. Please note that we are not putting in the lever at this stage for this test to ensure whether the washer is the faulty one. So we are not putting in the lever at this stage. Now we'll go back to the bath to check out, and here we are putting in the faucet and tightening it up and starting the water supply. Now, in case there is nothing wrong with the faucet, there would be no water coming in either from the front or the back. But what you see is as soon as I start the water supply, the faucet backside is leaking, which just proves the point that there is a faulty washer and which needs replacement. And now, with this particular new understanding, we go back to the working table to do whatever is necessary for replacing the washer. Now we are back on the working table and we do the same exercise of removing in the parts. Be careful, the spring is on, and now you have removed the parts, the spindle, the spring, the plastic, and the washer, which requires a replacement. Now I've got a problem. I do not have a spare washer with me, and during this pandemic, I don't even want to dare going into the market and searching in for a particular washer of this size. So here comes the Indian Jugaad, where I feel we could actually wrap it up with some material which could thicken up the washer. So I got my Teflon tape, and what I intend to do is take the Teflon tape and wrap it around this washer, giving it the thickness what is required. So I take almost about uh, 3/4 of a feet of Teflon, and no rocket science here. I wrap it up in a way as shown and go around weaving the washer. And since it's a very small washer, I would require my pincers to do the weaving, and I'm just weaving the washer so that the black area of the washer is covered by the Teflon. So I do this and it can take almost about 3 to 4 minutes, and you can see that I'm weaving it side by side just so that the black area of the washer gets covered with the Teflon and thereby adding in some extra thickness. Now we are almost done and we have covered the Teflon. We shave off any extra Teflon and I think we are good to go. The Teflon has covered the total black area of the washer. Now we place the washer back in its place in the faucet, and then goes the plastic, and as you can see now, it's fitted perfectly and the Teflon is also visible. And now goes the spring and the spindle in the same positions. The conical part of the spindle should be outside the spring, and using the faucet manufacturer's tool, we put the forepod to exert the pressure on the spring, and using some force tighten this up. Now that we are done, it would be nice to recheck once again in the bath whether the faucet is leaking from the back. So we repeat the process once again, going into the bath and switching on the water supply to check, and bravo, the water is not leaking either from the back or from the front, and we can be 100% sure now that once we fix the lever, the faucet will work fine. So let's get back onto the working table once again, and you see that we have just fixed the lever now, and opening up the front of the faucet. The lever is in place, so the spring does not have the tension this time. Removing in the washer and putting back the tool provided by the faucet manufacturer back again, this time the forepod on to the front of the faucet cap. Putting in the washer back and tightening up the faucet. We go back again to the bath and fit in the faucet and turn on the water supply. And bravo, no leakages anywhere. The faucet working fine, and we just saved 1,000 rupees, which would otherwise be discarded by throwing away this faucet and getting in a new faucet. Thanks very much for watching this video, and do subscribe to my channel for future tips on sustainable living. Thank you once again.